The State of Israel is home to 9 million different stories, hopes, and dreams. Some people believe that the State of Israel is entirely Jewish, and Muslims and Christians only live in the West Bank and Gaza. In fact, the population here looks more like this. And about 20% of the country's citizens are Arabs. But let's go back and see where all the people in Israel come from. Jews have lived continuously in the Holy Land since biblical times, even after most of the community was expelled some 2,000 years ago. Many of the exiled Jews settled throughout the Middle East. Today, more than half of Israeli Jews trace their roots back to Arab and Muslim countries. Israel's Muslims and Christians also have ancient and abiding ties to the land. Many families can trace their roots back for centuries, while others settled more recently. Today, the State of Israel is home to about 1.5 million Muslim citizens who enjoy the same civil liberties as Jews and also hold high positions in the government and military. The vast majority of them are Sunni, most following the Shafi'i and Hanafi streams of Islam, as well as devotees of various Sufi orders. But Muslims in Israel are very diverse. Christians also belong to a plethora of denominations. In Jerusalem today, one can find almost every Christian denomination in the world. Israel respects differences amongst people and supports their religious practices. It passed a law over 40 years ago protecting the holy sites of all religions. Israel helps provide for many of the religious needs of its Muslim community. Like other faiths in Israel, the Muslim community has its own court system that deals with marriage and divorce and settles disputes. While enabling communities to preserve their unique ways, Israel also holds a space for them to live together. They pray side by side and play side by side. Arabs and Jews serve together in every professional field in Israel. They work side by side in hospitals. They are leaders in high tech and in government. Arabs serve as judges in the Israeli court system, including on the Supreme Court, and Arab political parties have been elected to serve in nearly every parliament since Israel's founding. Hebrew is now the official language of the Jewish state, but Israeli law also recognizes the special status of Arabic as the mother tongue of so many of its citizens. Every public school student, Jewish, Muslim, or Christian, is now required to study Arabic for 2 years. A country of so many people is, of course, not without conflict. The conflict between Israelis and Palestinians continues to require meaningful and lasting resolution. Women still fight to earn an equal wage. The poor of all faiths continue to struggle for a more secure future. Israel is special, though, because each of these groups is granted the legal and moral right to fight for justice. The media can openly criticize the government. Courts respond to all citizens' grievances, and politicians are held to account in free and open elections. Israel is a society that draws strength from diversity, far more so than many outsiders realize. It is a land of many peoples, each with a unique story that makes Israel truly a home for all nations.